pretty. Come along. Hey garden gals and guys, it's Steph with Tiny's Garden, and if you're new here, I am a home gardener in Zone 5B/6A, the Chicago suburbs, and also a mom to a 4-year-old boy and 3-week-old twin girls. So this is my first video back since I've had the girls, and I'm thrilled to be here. Also thrilled and grateful we have 2 beautiful, healthy babies. Winsley, Bernice, and Margaret Jane arrived on June 8th. Everyone is healthy and they are clearly besties. I'm feeling good myself as well, so thank you for all the kind words from all of you and your prayers and support. We're doing great. Mama's a little tired, but this is actually the first I've been away from them, and I'm spending some time in my garden and catching up a bit with all of you. It restores the soul. So if you're new here, welcome. I'm hoping to put more videos out. So today I am going to try and bring you some clips of how my garden is doing now, specifically Snapdragons, which are in their prime. It is July 1st. Is it July 1st? Maybe the 2nd. But everything's looking really good. I did manage to get everything planted, even though I didn't get many videos out before the girls came, because, well, I was very pregnant with twins. But I'm so glad I pushed and got everything in, because now the garden is pretty much maintaining itself besides watering, which I've got irrigation, so that helps. I've also been able to get out here and water at night a little bit, which is freeing to my soul and also lovely for my plants. So I thought I'd show you the front garden beds where my Snapdragons are now, maybe some clips of everything else, just to give you a taste of how the front garden beds are doing. But I do have some footage of before I had the girls and when we were out here getting these Snapdragons in the ground as a family, because I wanted to make sure my things were in so I could enjoy them at this point now. And like I said, I'm incredibly grateful that we did. This year I went closer together in the snaps with planting, and I don't regret it at all. They have thrived. The ones in the sun behind me are pretty much vertical. There's some that are reaching a little bit, but overall it's so pretty to look over here and just see those snaps in different colors and different varieties. I've got the Madame that's frilly. I've got the regular snaps. I've got some Costa snaps, specifically Costa apricot, that I love, with the yellow and a smidge of pink, and then of course also Potomac apple blossom stunner with the cream and pink centers. Oh my gosh, those are especially beautiful this year. And then I've got one bed that is more shaded, so it really reaches more. It still gets some sun, obviously, or Snapdragons wouldn't grow, but there's less sun than the other bed, so you can see how they have to reach, but I'm still getting good production out of them. And I don't mind when my Snapdragons lean a little bit, because it can give the bouquet that I make a variety of different looks with how I arrange the snaps and how they fall out of the vase. And it's quite pretty and unique, so it doesn't bother me if they're a little crooked at all. And I have managed to make some bouquets. You know my baby girls have to have some fresh blooms in their room. So when the anemones and the ranunculus were blooming, I did get a nice fresh bouquet of them, and they were stunning this year. So without further ado, let's get into it. We'll start with when I got these Snapdragons in the ground with the help of my family, and then I'll show you how they're looking now in some bouquets that I've been able to create with them, including one that my husband, it's his favorite I've ever done, and probably my favorite I've ever done. So enjoy. Thank you for being here. Hey garden gals and guys, it's Steph with Tiny's Garden, and I am planting some Snapdragons out. What, honey?
I got it, guys. This is Junior.
He said, hi, garden gals and guys. This is Junior. That's one of his nicknames. Very sweet. It is April 28th, and I am getting my Snapdragons into the ground. I did not record yesterday, but we got about 2.5 trays of seedlings in, which I'm really happy about. And I definitely want these snaps to get in the ground because I have a lot of them. My last frost date was April 25th, and the weather's looking really good, so I think that's going to be true this year. And so the more I can get out right now, the better. Let's take a look at these snaps. So these snaps are my Madame mix. So we have Madame Butterfly Red. And here's how they've grown and look now on July 2nd. Madame Butterfly Bronze. Holy smokes, these turned out so beautiful. This is Madame Butterfly Bronze, and it is so stunning this year. Like much more stunning than usual. And Madame Butterfly Ivory. And it's real pretty too. So these I have recently pinched some of them and propagated them, and you can see that's where 2 new branches will start. This one's a little earlier along in the process. So I've got roughly half that are pinched, maybe a little less, and then half that are not. Same with my other trays as well. You can see the ones that have been pinched look like this. The ones that have not been pinched look like this and will bloom a little sooner. The varieties in this tray are Costa Apricot. Costa Apricot. Looking beautiful as ever. Potomac Apple Blossom. I don't know. This Apple Blossom one might take the place of my favorite, which is usually Costa Apricot, which is still gorgeous, but my gosh, can you see that bloom? Wow. 2 of my favorites, and Potomac Orange. Potomac Orange, one that surprises me with how much I like it, because I'm not an orange girl or a pink girl, but I think how vibrant it is and spunky makes me really enjoy it. And if you're curious, these were started on March 10th. In the beds that I'm planting, AJ has just thrown out some Biotone starter fertilizer for me, and then he just rubs it into the soil so all these plants get a really great start. I'm lucky I have big helpers with my husband and my son this year since I'm 31 weeks pregnant with twins. Very lucky girl right here. Okay, so I'm gonna plant these about 4 inches apart. I think technical spacing is 6 to 9, but I scoop mine all the way together because it helps keep them upright as well. And then when I say space them closely, I mean like 4 inches-ish is probably what it is. Let's see if we can see over this. Yeah, there's one, and that's actually on the wider side. I would say like 4 inches, 3 to 4 inches. If we get in there, they're packed a little tighter. And like I said, you can pack a lot in a small space. So that's my recommendation. Fudge on your spacing on the Snapdragons. Oh my gosh. This apple blossom is so gorgeous. Look at that. We've got long stems for days with these Snapdragons, and I love it, especially for bouquet work. Little butter knife trick. Move some dirt, clap the soil block in, and cover it up. That's it. So I'll go about 4 inches apart here, and then in the next row, I'll go in between those that I just planted. And we'll be done. So my husband's actually going to help me plant these to try and make it go quicker. First year planting. Kudos to him. And we're just going to fly through this. I'm trying to keep variety types together. If we get a little mixed up, we get a little mixed up. But at least they'll be in the ground. Here we go. Here's a look at my drip line. I've got these in all of my raised beds. The water was turned on this week, and it is run by a Hunter BTT system. I can either press this button to manually turn it on, or it's Bluetooth and I can run it from my phone. And we are finished. Took about 51 minutes, and I got all the Snapdragons planted and even finished one bed with some Rudbeckia. My Sahara Rudbeckia kind of had a slow start, but it's starting to take off now. Doesn't help that a little animal has been digging in here. I am absolutely loving how this bed is coming along, especially over here with these sunflowers that I put in, that I grew from seed. And the celosia is one of Florette's originals. Loving how it is coming so far. I'm gonna wait till they get a little bigger. But isn't this pretty? And then at the end of this bed is where the Sahara Rudbeckia is. And I pop some zinnias in the middle. And then of course sweet peas on the trellis coming up. So with the snaps in the back, it's really pretty. I'm loving it. So I'm so happy and so grateful because that would have taken me alone twice as long. So it was a big family affair, but we did it, team. Bye! Now would be a good time to subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, and also hit the thumbs up, like button. It really helps out my videos. Thank you all so much for your support. It's Tuesday, June 4th, and I've got a beautiful harvest of ranunculus and anemones. Look at those babes. So pretty. I don't care for the orange ranunculus, but with this vase, I'm loving it. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Nice to have some cold season bouquets in the house. And we've got one here that's more simple because it's a narrow vase, but I'm pretty sure these are Chomelo ranunculus with white decay and anemones. And my favorite bouquet I've picked so far for the girls' room, just shining with ranunculus and anemones. Check out that Chomelo ranunculus. Love it. Bunch of different anemones. We've got DK and white down there. The red and white, which has been my favorite this year. A Bordeaux. Just gorgeous. Even some stock over here that smells incredible. And then this week, my Snapdragons have shown up. And we've got Costa Apricot in here. My favorite. And then I've got one here that I did yesterday, and it is all stock, double stock, which means it's the double bloom. So if I zoom in, that is a double bloom stock, nice and ruffly. And the scent is to the moon. Beautiful. So this one was in the girls' room. They're getting fed right now with the bottle, so I moved it out here so you could see. But I actually like the light pink, and I am not a pink girl. This Snapdragon here is the Chantilly light pink, which I've not grown before, and it's very pretty. Amazing! Gosh, I love it. All kinds of different Snapdragons. Madame, the frilly type, like that white one there. Madame Butterfly Bronze over here on the right. And then only one branch of Bouquets, which is the green filler in there. Apple Blossom, the pink and white one, stunning as ever. New for me this year, Madame Butterfly White, which is more frilly. You can see how that is a different structure. This is Potomac Orange, pointed downward. Such a stunner. Little wild, but you know I love it. And the colors, just fabulous. My husband's favorite bouquet I've ever made. Maybe my favorite Snapdragon bouquet ever. Colorful as can be. Whew. She's a beauty, isn't she? Another reason I don't mind when Snapdragons tumble over or if their stems are a little crooked, because you get these unique shapes, like this apple blossom pointed downward. It gives such a unique look to the whole bouquet. So you can have fun with those ones that are a little crooked and put them in different places. So that's a wrap, everyone. Thank you all for being here. I'm happy to get this out. Hopefully I get it edited quickly. Fingers crossed. I certainly hope you've had a great Snapdragon season, and if you haven't grown them this year, you've got to grow them next year for sure. So if you enjoyed this video and you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing to my channel. I would love to have you here, and if you did enjoy this, please give me a thumbs up. Like, that really helps my videos. Great to be back, everybody. Hope your gardens are treating you well. If you're continuing to plant, which I'm gonna be continuing to plant, sunflower seeds, zinnias, there's still things we can get out here in the beginning of July. We'll see you in the next one, everyone. Happy planting. Bye.